In the tapestry of ancient Greek literature, Sappho shines as a radiant star, her brilliance undimmed by the passage of time. Born on the island of Lesbos in the 7th century BCE, she stands as a towering figure in the world of poetry, her voice echoing through the ages. While much of her work remains lost, the fragments that have survived offer glimpses into the heart and mind of a poet of unparalleled talent and passion. Her verses throb with the pulse of life, love, loss, desire, jealousy, and the exquisite beauty of the natural world. Sappho's birthplace, the island of Lesbos, played a pivotal role in shaping her life and work. Located in the Aegean Sea, Lesbos was a cultural melting pot where new ideas flourished. On Lesbos, Sappho moved within a circle of women, likely her students, with whom she shared a deep emotional bond. The island's lush landscapes and sparkling Aegean waters also found their way into her poetry, infusing her verses with a sensual and evocative quality. Love, in all its multifaceted glory and anguish, lies at the very heart of Sappho's poetry. Her verses throb with the pulse of desire, the ache of unrequited love, and the profound joy of connection. Whether she is writing about her affections for men or women, Sappho's voice resonates with an honesty and emotional depth that transcends time. She captures the intoxicating rush of first love, the way it can make the world shimmer with new possibilities. Sappho's poetry also celebrates the bonds of friendship, finding beauty and meaning in the shared laughter and unwavering support of her female companions. Sappho's poetry is a feast for the senses. Her words evoke the sights, sounds, smells, and textures of her world with a vividness that is both immediate and timeless. She paints pictures with her language, transporting her readers to sun-drenched meadows and moonlit groves filled with the scent of jasmine. Sappho's keen eye for detail extends to her descriptions of human emotion, capturing the nuances of love, longing, joy, and sorrow with breathtaking precision. Music and dance were integral parts of life in ancient Greece, and Sappho's poetry is infused with their rhythms and energy. Her verses are meant to be recited or sung, their lyrical quality enhanced by the music of the lyre. Her poetry often accompanied religious rituals and festivals, adding to the sense of communal celebration. Imagine young women, dressed in white robes, dancing and singing Sappho's verses in honor of Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Sappho's poetry also explores the darker aspects of human experience, loss, grief, jealousy, and the pain of unrequited love. Despite her enduring fame, Sappho's life remains shrouded in mystery. The biographical details are scant, gleaned from fragments of her poetry and later classical sources. We know she was born into an aristocratic family on Lesbos, likely around 630 BCE, during a period of great cultural and political change. Her family's wealth afforded her an education, a rarity for women in that era. This intellectual freedom, coupled with the vibrant cultural atmosphere of Lesbos, nurtured her poetic talent. Yet, much of Sappho's work has been lost, victims of time, neglect, and perhaps even deliberate destruction. The fragmentary nature of Sappho's work only adds to her mystique. Like pieces of a shattered mosaic, each fragment offers a glimpse into a larger lost world. Scholars and poets have spent centuries trying to reconstruct her poems, but the full scope of her genius remains elusive. Imagine stumbling upon a dusty scroll in a forgotten library, its papyrus brittle with age. As you carefully unroll it, you discover a few lines of poetry, written in a delicate, flowing script. This is the experience of reading Sappho today, where even in fragments her voice rings out, clear and powerful. Among the surviving fragments of Sappho's work, her hymns to Aphrodite stand out as masterpieces of religious poetry and personal expression. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and desire, held a special place in Sappho's heart and imagination. In her hymns, Sappho addresses the goddess with a blend of reverence, familiarity, and even playful pleading. Sappho's hymns to Aphrodite are not mere acts of religious observance. They are intimate conversations, expressions of longing, and celebrations of the transformative power of love. Sappho's poetry is deeply rooted in the natural world. The landscapes, flora, and fauna of her native Lesbos infuse her verses with a vibrant sensuality and a profound appreciation for the beauty of the physical world. For Sappho, nature is not merely a backdrop but an active participant in human experience, reflecting and amplifying the emotions that course through her poems. Through her keen observation of nature, Sappho reveals the interconnectedness of all living things, blurring the boundaries between the human and natural worlds. Sappho's poetry offers a rare and invaluable glimpse into the inner lives of women in ancient Greece, a world often obscured in traditional male-dominated literature. Her poems celebrate female beauty, friendship, and the complexities of female relationships with an honesty and intimacy rarely found in ancient texts. She writes of the joys and sorrows of female companionship, the shared laughter and secrets whispered among friends. Sappho's poetry challenges the traditional patriarchal narratives celebrating the multifaceted nature of womanhood. Sappho's impact on Western literature extends beyond her subject matter. She was a master of language, a lyrical innovator who shaped the way poets would express love, longing, and desire for centuries to come. She wrote in a dialect of ancient Greek known as Aeolic, and her verses are characterized by their simplicity, directness, and emotional intensity. Her use of vivid imagery, similes, and metaphors breathed life into her words, allowing readers to experience the world through her senses. Sappho's influence can be seen in the works of countless poets who followed in her footsteps, cementing her place as one of the most influential lyrical poets of all time. Sappho's poetry reverberated throughout ancient Greek literature, influencing subsequent generations of poets and playwrights. Her work was widely admired and imitated, and her name became synonymous with lyrical excellence and emotional depth. Poets like Alcaeus praised her skill and artistry, referring to her as the violet-haired, pure, sweet-smiling Sappho. Her verses were set to music, performed at festivals, and recited at symposia, becoming an integral part of social and religious life. Sappho's influence stretched far beyond her lifetime. During the Hellenistic period, her work was recognized as belonging to the highest echelon of Greek literature. Scholars at the Library of Alexandria meticulously collected and cataloged her poems, ensuring their preservation for future generations. The Alexandrian scholars placed Sappho among the 9 lyric poets they deemed worthy of inclusion in their prestigious canon. This canon cemented her status as one of the most celebrated poets of antiquity. Sappho's poetry crossed geographical and cultural boundaries, captivating the imagination of Roman poets centuries later. One such poet, Gaius Valerius Catullus, found in Sappho's work a kindred spirit, a poet who shared his passion for love, beauty, and the exquisite pain of desire. Catullus, writing in the 1st century BCE, adapted Sappho's themes and meters, incorporating them into his own Latin verse. His poems, filled with longing, jealousy, and the bittersweet pangs of unrequited love, often echo Sappho's own experiences. Through Catullus, Sappho's voice found new life in the Roman world, her themes resonating with a new audience. The story of Sappho's legacy, however, is not one of uninterrupted transmission. The passage of time, often a cruel mistress, has taken its toll on her work. The vast majority of her poems, once meticulously collected and cherished, have been lost, victims of neglect, accidents, and the destructive forces of history. Imagine the agonizing thought of those irreplaceable scrolls, containing Sappho's complete works, crumbling into dust, consumed by fire, or simply discarded during a turbulent period in history. Each lost poem represents a gap in our understanding of her genius, a missing piece of the puzzle that is her life and work. Yet, even in the face of such loss, we are fortunate to possess the fragments that remain. Each shard of papyrus, each inscription on a potsherd, each line quoted by a later author, offers a tantalizing glimpse into the brilliance of her lost work. These fragments, precious remnants of a bygone era, fuel our desire to learn more, to piece together the puzzle of Sappho's life and art. Despite the fragmentary nature of her surviving work, Sappho's influence on Western literature and culture continues to resonate. Her exploration of love, longing, and desire, her celebration of female beauty and friendship, and her mastery of language have inspired countless poets, artists, and thinkers for centuries. Her name has become synonymous with passionate lyrical poetry, often associated with love between women, although her work encompasses a broader spectrum of human experience. The term lesbian, derived from the island of her birth, stands as a testament to her enduring association with same-sex love. Sappho's legacy extends beyond the realm of literature. Her poetry has inspired musical compositions, paintings, sculptures, and even films, demonstrating the enduring power of her words to transcend time, language, and cultural boundaries. Her work continues to spark debate and discussion about gender, sexuality, and the nature of love in the 21st century. The flame of Sappho's poetry, though dimmed by the passage of time and the upheavals of history, never truly extinguished. During the medieval period, when classical learning found refuge in monasteries and centers of religious scholarship, her name surfaced in commentaries, treatises, and anthologies. Though often viewed through the lens of Christian morality, her verses retained their power to move and inspire. Medieval scholars, grappling with the legacy of pagan antiquity, recognized in Sappho's work a timeless quality that transcended cultural and religious boundaries. Her exploration of love, loss, and the human condition resonated with these scholars, even as they sought to reconcile her verses with their own belief systems. Imagine a monk, laboring by candlelight in a secluded scriptorium, carefully copying fragments of Sappho's poetry into a manuscript alongside theological texts and hymns. Despite the vast cultural and temporal distance, the monk would have recognized in Sappho's words a kindred spirit, a fellow traveler on the path of human experience. The Renaissance, with its thirst for classical knowledge and its embrace of humanism, brought renewed interest in Sappho's work. Scholars and poets rediscovered her verses with a sense of wonder and excitement, recognizing in her a kindred spirit who celebrated the beauty of life and the complexities of human emotion. However, the Victorian era, with its emphasis on propriety and its often rigid moral code, grappled uneasily with Sappho's open exploration of female love and desire. Her work, once celebrated for its honesty and passion, faced censorship and suppression, deemed too scandalous for Victorian sensibilities. Her name became synonymous with a love that dared not speak its name, her poetry shrouded in a veil of secrecy and taboo. Imagine a group of Victorian scholars, gathered in a dimly lit study, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames of a fireplace, whispering about Sappho's poetry, their voices hushed, their expressions a mixture of fascination and apprehension. They recognized her genius, but they also feared the social and moral repercussions of embracing her work too openly. The 20th century witnessed a resurgence of interest in Sappho's work, fueled by the rise of feminism, the growing acceptance of diverse sexualities, and a renewed appreciation for the artistry and emotional depth of her poetry. Scholars, poets, and translators embraced her work with a new understanding, recognizing in her a powerful voice for female experience and a fearless explorer of the human heart. The fragments of her poetry, once scattered and obscured, were painstakingly reassembled, analyzed, and translated for a new generation of readers. Sappho's voice, silenced for centuries, once again rang out, clear and strong, inspiring artists, writers, and activists with its message of love, beauty, and the power of female expression. Imagine a university classroom today, filled with students from diverse backgrounds, their faces illuminated by laptop screens and the passion for learning as they engage in a lively discussion of Sappho's poetry. They are free to explore her work without fear of censorship or judgment, embracing the full range of her genius and her enduring relevance to contemporary life. Sappho's legacy remains a testament to the enduring power of poetry to transcend time, language, and cultural boundaries. Her fragmented verses, like pieces of a shattered mosaic, continue to fascinate and inspire, inviting us to imagine the lost masterpieces and to appreciate the enduring beauty of the fragments that remain. Her exploration of love, longing, and the complexities of human emotion continues to resonate with readers today, reminding us of the universality of human experience and the timeless power of art to connect us across the ages. Sappho's voice, though silenced by death, continues to speak to us, reminding us of the beauty and fragility of life, the importance of love and connection, and the enduring power of words to move and inspire. Like an unfinished song, Sappho's work invites us to fill in the gaps with our own interpretations, to imagine the missing verses, and to complete the melodies that have been passed down through the centuries. Her legacy is a reminder that even in the face of loss and the passage of time, the power of art and the human spirit endures. Sappho's impact on Western literature is immeasurable. She is credited with pioneering a new form of lyrical poetry, one that privileged personal experience, emotional honesty, and the exploration of the inner life. Her influence can be seen in the works of countless poets who followed in her footsteps, from Catullus and Ovid in ancient Rome to Shakespeare, Dickinson, and Millay in the English language tradition. Her legacy extends beyond the realm of poetry, however. Her exploration of love, desire, and the complexities of human relationships has resonated with artists, musicians, and filmmakers for centuries, inspiring countless creative works that continue to captivate audiences today. Her name has become synonymous with passionate, lyrical expression, her voice a touchstone for artists seeking to capture the nuances of the human heart. Imagine a vibrant tapestry, woven from threads of different colors, textures, and patterns. Each thread represents a different art form: poetry, music, painting, sculpture, film. Yet despite their differences, the threads are interconnected, woven together by a common thread, the enduring influence of Sappho's poetry. Thanks for making this far into the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.